Welcome to Today in Prophecy, daily news in 15 minutes or less. It's news with the Bible as perspective, and man, do we need perspective right now. Let's work through a few things. Last week, I had a conversation with David Tal after the two people were killed, the two Jewish believers were killed in Washington, D.C., murdered in an anti-Semitic attack there. And as David was talking with me, he said, you're a target too because you are pro-Israel and you have a ministry that is constantly standing up for Israel. And he said, you're a target. I said, yes, I do. And that's one of the things that comes with somebody who is going to stand alongside the nation of Israel and the Jewish people, understanding what the Bible does say. We're going to work through this, especially in the light of what took place just yesterday. So let me give you a quick update. I filmed a prophecy update that was last night. Many of you watched that. Thank you for watching it. And I focused mainly on Israel and then the life of David after that. Now, while I was at the airport, we were coming home from Seattle. That is when I found out that about the Ukraine drones and what had happened to Russia, and also when we landed, that's when I found out about Boulder, Colorado. And I thought, well, we need to be talking about all of these things that are taking place. By the way, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we will be in Phoenix, Arizona. J.B. Hickson will be there, Pastor Brandon Holthouse. David Towell's going to be joining us, along with a couple of my other friends and colleagues. Dave Bowen, Pastor Dave Bowen is at his home church. Join us for live stream if you can. I know there's no space left at the event itself in person, but you can join us for live stream, and it'd be great if you do. It's going to be so much to talk about. So much to talk about. Okay, with that, let's work through this. So we have what happened with the two Jewish believers who were killed in the anti-Semitic attack in Washington, D.C. just a little over a week ago. Yesterday, Boulder, Colorado, we had the terror attack on non-Jews and Jews. There's a Holocaust survivor that was also killed or targeted, it became a victim in the terror attack in Boulder, Colorado. Absolutely horrific what had happened. Okay, you have that as the backdrop. We watch all of the anti-Semitism that is increasing here in the United States. We watch what is taking place over in Europe, and we watch what's also happening on the right. And it's not just people on the left like the AOCs and the Ilhan Omars who hate the Jews. We are watching this anti-Semitism, this hatred coming from people who are on the conservative side. So the anti-Semitism is increasing. But with all of this as a backdrop, check this out. World Israel News reports Harvard commencement speaker Laud's classmate who assaulted Israeli student to whoops and cheers from the crowd. So you look at this and go, okay, what in the world is going on? And again, this is news from the perspective of the Bible. So I have a few things I want to work through as we look at what's going on here. Check out this next story, and this has to do with Boulder, Colorado. Boulder attack suspect Mohammed Sabri Soliman charged with first-degree murder, assault, and use of explosives. Mohammed Sabri Soliman, 45, is being held on a range of charges including assault, use of explosives, and first-degree murder, despite police confirming no deaths in the attack yet. The incident occurred on Sunday at a pro-Israel rally in Boulder, Colorado, leaving 8 people injured, some with unbelievable burns. Witnesses Soliman shouted, "Free Palestine," during the assault, which involved a makeshift flamethrower and an incendiary device thrown into the crowd. 4 women and 4 men between age 52 and 88, the oldest of which was a Holocaust survivor, were hospitalized following the attack at the Pearl Street Mall, a busy pedestrian area in Colorado. The FBI stated that Soliman admitted planning the attack for a year, targeting what he described as a Zionist group. After being taken into custody, he reportedly confessed, and he said he would do it again. The Justice Department filed federal hate crime charges against him on Monday. no doubt to the whoops and the cheers of those who hate Israel. So we are watching this, and we're still getting more and more news on it. Again, a Holocaust survivor was named as the eldest victim in the terror attack. And then also we have this FBI, there's another article out of the AP, says 8 injured, already read that, in Colorado, attacked by man with makeshift flamethrower who yelled, "Free Palestine." Okay, I mentioned this about a week or so ago. Listen, folks, that term, Free Palestine, is a death cult call. That's what it is. Free Palestine, it's a death cult. The term Free Palestine, to say it, it's a call. And so you have this, all that has been grown with the seeds and with the watering. You have it at the universities. You have it with the blown open borders. And then as you continue to look through this, you think, what has happened here in America with the borders? So this individual, obviously Muslim, by the way, as we look at this, you don't see much yet in any of the articles that are really going all out and saying, look at, this was an attack because of anti-Semitism. I'm guessing because primarily it was Gentiles who are pro-Israel. Notice he's saying this terror suspect is saying this pro-Zionist group, this pro-Israel group. So what people are saying is, look, we're not anti-Semitic, we are anti-Zionist. It is a bunch of nonsense. God is the original Zionist. He's the one that coined the term Zion. 152 times in the King James Bible we have Zion. He says Zion is his. He talks about the people of Jacob being of Zion, and he is going to rule and reign, talking about Jesus the Messiah, ruling and reigning from Mount Zion. So you look at this and you go, well, we're not anti-Semitic, we're just anti-Zionist. Well, then that would mean that you're anti-God. Call it anything you want, but that's how it all washes out. Okay, now let me work through this with the Bible to help us understand what the Bible does say as it even leads to the days that we live in. Because I believe we've got to look at the news through the Bible, see what the Bible actually has to say. So you go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, and you have the blessings and cursings. You have, in fact, there in the area of Mount Gerizim, Mount Ebal, which we were recently at, and we're going to have a video for you soon enough with Tommy Waller. But looking there at Mount Gerizim, you have Mount Gerizim and Mount Ebal. And on Mount Gerizim, they're pronouncing the blessings. Mount Ebal, Israel is pronouncing, the other 6 tribes of Israel are pronouncing the cursings. By the way, let this just be a bit of understanding for you. This is absolutely fascinating. There on Mount Gerizim on one side, Mount Ebal on the other side. 6 tribes of Israel here, 6 tribes of Israel there, blessings and cursings. In the middle, and the valley down below where Shechem is. Modern day Nablus is what they call it. It's Shechem. It's called by its Bible name, right? Shechem. In the valley down below is Joshua. Up above you have Joshua's altar. In the valley down below you have Joshua, and the Levites. So the priests, they're down below. And what do you have with the blessings and cursings of Mount Gerizim, Mount Ebal? You have, basically, it's the commandments of the Lord. At the end of the shouting of the blessings and the cursings, the people of Israel say, we will. If you do this, if you obey, we will. If you don't obey, we will. We understand. It's an idea. It really is a marriage covenant with the land. It is the land of Israel right there at Shechem, where you have the 12 tribes of Jacob, 6 and 6, the priests in the middle, with Joshua in the middle also down below, and at the end of all of the I do's, the vows to the land of Israel and to the God of heaven, the people of Israel shout, we will. It's a marriage ceremony, folks, to the land of Israel, because God says, Deuteronomy chapter 28, read it for yourself. He says, if you obey my word, blessed you will be in in your farms. Blessed you will your herds be. Blessed will you be in your families. Blessed shall be the fruit of your body and the produce of the ground and the increase of your herds, the increase of your cattle, the increase of your flocks. Blessed shall be your basket and your kneading bowl. Blessed shall be you when you come in. Blessed will you be when you go out. Okay. But then the cursing. So again, it's understanding Mount Gerizim, Mount Ebal. It's a marriage covenant with God and with the land of Israel. And then in the cursings, it's the exact opposite. If you don't obey my word, cursed you will be, cursed will your flocks be, cursed will your herds be, cursed will your families be, cursed will you be when you go in, cursed will you be when you go out. And then he says this at the end, or towards the middle of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32, your sons and your daughters shall be given to another people. Wow. And your eyes will long shall look and fail with longing for them all day long, and there shall be no strength in your hand. Wow. A nation whom you have not known shall eat the fruit of your land and the produce of your labor, and you will be crushed and oppressed continually. So he's saying, Israel, this is what's going to happen to you. You'll be crushed and oppressed continually if you don't obey my word. You shall be driven mad, chapter 28, verse 34, because of the sight which your eyes see, the terror that comes against you, the anti-Semitism. And then he says this, the Lord, verse 38, verse 36, the Lord shall bring you and the king whom you set over you to a nation which neither you nor your fathers have known, and there you shall serve other gods. And you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations where the Lord will drive you. Wow. So here it is, again, Gerizim and Ebal, and you have down in the valley, you have Shechem. It's a marriage covenant with the land. We will, both sides agreeing to it, and with God. And he says, however, if you don't obey me, everywhere I drive you, as I scatter you, as the Bible teaches, scattered to the four corners of the earth. By the way, that doesn't mean the earth is flat or square. It's talking about north, south, east, and west. As you're scattered around the globe, you will become a byword and an astonishment everywhere where God sends you. A byword, an astonishment. Anti-Semitism has gone everywhere the Jews are. Wow. And then you look at this. But then God says this also. Don't have time to get into all of it. I'll do a part 2 of this another time. Chapter 36 of Ezekiel. God says this. This is what I'm going to do. He says, however, although there's a scattering that takes place, he just said it here, from the land, right? Although there's a scattering, he says, in the latter times, I will bring you back into the land. And I'm going to bring you back into the land because my name is on the covenant. The covenant he's talking about is the covenant he made with Abraham and also Isaac and Jacob, an everlasting covenant. Although they would be scattered, he says, because my name is on the covenant, I will bring you back into the land from everywhere where I have scattered you. And I'm not bringing you back because you're wonderful and you're perfect people. In fact, you profane my name in places that you went. However, because my name is on the covenant, I will bring you back into the land. That's Israel being brought back into the land in unbelief. But then as you continue to read Ezekiel 36 and 37, you find out, okay, they're gathered first in unbelief, and then God will put a new heart in them. They will then come to a place of belief. Friends, this is where Israel is. They're being gathered back right now. And through the pain and suffering that is taking place, God is bringing Israel to that place of belief. They will get there, not there yet. We know how the Bible unfolds with the nation of Israel. They will look upon him whom they pierced. They will mourn for him as one mourns for his only son. And the Bible's very clear that God will bless those who bless Israel, curse those who curse Israel. And right now, it is the pile-on of the nation of Israel and the Jews. Listen, I will stand with God. I challenge you and encourage you to stand with God and know this. It's going to get harder and harder to because the pressure to be anti-Semitic and to turn against the Jews is going to become greater against you who today say, I stand with Israel. Listen, let's stand with Israel. God bless.